Who is the threatener, Donna or Mitch or Jerry? And I don't know Donna and Jerry together. And I met Mitch and Jerry together, but I don't know why. Because Geri, Jerry, did she call him? Or he called her? Or he just shunned into Las Vegas because why? He needed something for himself, not to shun again. How do you know how to be yourself after you traveled on an airplane or shunned yourself without a pilot? Well, if I'm not the one on the plane, I don't see the pilot of somebody who says they were on a plane. If I'm not on the plane, I really don't know because now the shunning is in view. So I can't afford to say that I do or don't know Mitch's shunning problem. Did he shun here or did he come on an airplane? If I see Mitch, I have to say he came on an airplane. But I have to say to Mitch, but I wasn't on the airplane myself. I didn't see the pilot. I do make it possible for the pilot to be on the plane. And that's what's wrong with the pilot having a penis. He has a penis and he doesn't have a witness when he takes off on the airplane and when he lands the airplane that I am there with the landing. If I'm on the plane, I'll land the plane, but I wouldn't land his penis. The penis is an airplane accident. So I don't know what to tell you about Mitch, but I do want to know why Jerry and Mitch don't know Donna and Jerry together. Because I just sent a text message to Donna not too long ago that said, it's time for you to give me the keys to my house, and I'll tell you if where you're living is my house or not. Because I know you're not in my original house because I'm not there. And that's how I know you're not there. And then she sent Mitch, or had Mitch on the phone. She was on on the phone with herself. Let me say it this way: Mitch called her on the phone and showed her on a what's it called, FaceTime, when you call somebody and you see the video of somebody on the phone. And that was after I asked her for her keys to throw them out and to go out of my house because I need myself deceased. And she's not waiting for myself deceased. What are you waiting for? I'm ready to die now. And I guess she's waiting for God to give her a death and for her not to know whose house it is. That's interesting because I am myself the one who would tell her that it's my house. If she doesn't believe it's my house, who does she believe about what? How does she know whose house? How does she know where I am or who I am? Why is she following me all these years? Because she's been keeping in touch with myself since 1995 and onwards. I lived in my house a little bit. So let's say that I left my house for the last time in the year 2001. But I didn't know it was going to be the last time because I would have gone back to my house, but my order moved. So I didn't go back to my house in Mequon, Wisconsin. It's not my original house. My original house, I can't get in there at all, even though I was born there. I can't call a realtor and ask them for the key because I never called a realtor to be evicted out of the house that I own. Why would I have to tell a realtor I own this house? I don't have a way to pay to live someplace else. I never told the realtor that. I went on and lived elsewhere, but it was my same home invasion through the front door of my first house, through the side door and garage door, and through the doorways of my first house. They took me to another house to live with them, and I don't know why, because they right here will not pay my rent. That means they had leverage to just be nice to me and ask me if I want to live with them. In Mequon, they could have just left me outside of my house because the realtor put me out. Well, that's for me to worry about with the realtor because I'm alive in that house. I arrived in that house. It's my house that way. I was alive in the house before anybody else. Well, I don't know how to pay for this problem because Jerry did charge me the rent, and I'm reporting it this way. Jerry charged me rent for every month, the first of the month, and if I don't pay, I'm not allowed to be here. And I am here past the first of the month in July when the rent is due, and I don't see any rent receipt, and Mitch didn't come back here to pay the rent. And I don't know if Mitch paid the rent long distance. I don't accept that as payment myself. I am the landlord here. It's true that I don't have what it takes to tell Jerry that Donna owes her the money. If she needs any money, she gets it from Donna. And Donna, because Mitch says no, he's not going to pay her, and that I should, it's good for me to pay rent for myself, and he left. And that's true that I don't know him that way. And he did threaten me that, what do you think you need for food, when I told him over the phone I needed more food because he brought me food before. And he said, what do you think you need? And that's true that I would say that if I were him. What do you think you need? Because you don't own the apartment, you're not allowed to be there, and you didn't pay the rent. And that's true that I don't owe the rent. I am the landlord. I don't actually say that with myself and alive, because you don't afford to hear it. You take everything that moves away from myself and leave me outside, and push me into the road and threatening, and I get hit by a car in the threatening. And it's not true. I would know you. I'm also on a train track. I'm everywhere getting punished because I'm not a feeder, and I'm not a feeder is alive that way for you. You are thieving the banking. Everybody's thieving the banking, and you want to punish me that I don't give you what I need for myself. You're that far in the wrong in the threatening. It's zeroed in the threatening. I slammed down all the leverage. It's true. I don't know you. You don't afford that I am myself. You don't mentally have any money that I can use to give you a death. You live in the interest of what you do in a life to find out what would be something you would be dying for, but you don't die for anything in the money. You don't actually die in God for any reason that would go to jail. You won't give up your keys and go to jail. You should just give up the key itself and go to jail, and that'd be very big of you, but you don't do that. Well, I don't know why. I'm not alive right here, and you don't have alive that way anymore as soon as I'm out of the door locking. Mitch Hello doesn't need this video, Deceased in the Karma. By that, I send him a link to the internet. He said, no, don't do that, so I'm saying that right here on the video. I'm not sending him a link to this video when I post it on the internet, before I post it on the internet, during and after. I will not send it in ordered. If he asks me for it, I should just give him the address to the YouTube channel, which would be like YouTube, and then Charles Toe, and then F3P, and then this one is U1Y, something like that.